Joining us now is OG Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Genix.
Wow, I was just going to say no Genix today. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Great. Good morning, Tundu Abiola.
Not a day will pass without Genix. I can assure you.
So I'm just dreaming, right? Okay. Oh, I'll keep on dreaming, though. Good morning, Rufai. How are you?
Great. You're wearing green.
Yes.
And I've been thinking of like something to say about you wearing green. And I just remembered I used to love Green Day. I still love Green Day, the rock band, anyway.
Oh, goodness. All right. Perfect. I love green, by the way. Well, all right.
I just had to say something stupid. I'm sorry.
Go right ahead. I love Green Day too. It's
You
cool.
love Green Day?
Yes,
Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Of course. Wake me up when September comes.
Wake me up.
Dr. Abati, can you relate? I'm sorry. They're selling you with these movies, right?
Can we start the your segment so that we can get this program done?
Okay, for sure. Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. In the United States, the family of Martin Luther King Jr. on Monday demanded that the Senate passes voting rights legislation and urged lawmakers to truly honor the late civil rights leader's legacy, to stand on the right side of history.
We're here to call on President Biden and the Senate to pass the Freedom to Vote John R. Lewis Act and to warn that our democracy stands on the brink of serious trouble without these bills.
Honor sports. Bayern Munich striker Robert Lewandowski on Monday won the Best FIFA Men's Player Award for the second consecutive year. The 33-year-old Poland star earned the men's award honor for 2021, beating of competition from Lionel Messi and Mohamed Salah to lift the trophy. While Manchester United star Cristiano Ronaldo had double cause for celebration after winning 2 awards at the Best FIFA ceremony, he was honored for becoming the all-time leading goal scorer at international level. The 36-year-old, while receiving the Best FIFA Special Award, admitted that he has the motivation and passion to carry on playing for several more years. Finally, under entertainment, the late sitcom actress Betty White was honored on Monday by numerous fans, organizations, and celebrity friends. The 8-time Emmy winner died on New Year's Eve from a cerebrovascular accident 6 days after suffering a stroke. She was 99 years old. A movie highlighting some of her timeless moments on The Golden Girls and Saturday Night Live, among others, titled The Celebration Movie, was screened on her posthumous 100th birthday in 900 theaters across the United States. Well, let's begin what's trending. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, is facing a fresh charge bordering on alleged terrorism filed before a federal high court in Abuja. The Ipob leader, who is currently in the custody of the Department of State Services, had been re-arraigned in October 2021 on a 7-count charge. He is standing trial on charges bordering on treasonable felony. He will now take his plea in response to a charge on 15 counts, including terrorism, in his next court appearance scheduled for today, Tuesday, January 18th. Last week, Kanu had, in a statement issued by his lead counsel, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, asked his supporters to conduct themselves in a peaceful manner during his next court appearance. I don't know if you could recall the last appearance, they had all of these charade. His supporters were all outside protesting for his release. But, you know, the leader, the spokesman for the indigenous people of Biafra, Emma Powerful, has been consistent on, peaceful demonstration. He has also enforced that those people that are he has also said that those people that are trying to enforce those sit-at-home orders should be locked up. But only for us to hear over the weekend that today there will be a mandated sit-at-home order. So hopefully, I don't know if that has to do with Kanu saying that there should be peace on his court date, but I'm really worried. I'm really not sure what's going to happen with his supporters today.
Well, the issue of the sit-at-home order, if Ipob orders one or not, you would have read there are a few Southeast governors that have come out to ban people from observing those sit-at-home orders. There appears to they've run out of patience, because before there was some silence and the sit-at-home orders were strictly observed. But now, governors are threatening to arrest people who observe. So yet again, we're now going to see who actually do the people listen to. The government might find themselves in an awkward position, or Ipob might. We're about to find out.
Yes.
And it's a shame that it should come to that, because that argument has been made about the economic damage that it does to so many people, the academic damage that it does to so many people, when you have to lose one working day, as in when everybody else is out there earning money, going to school, you are forced to sit at home. It's unfair. But now, and Ipob agreed with that and withdrew it. But now, like you said, there appears to be some kind of contradictory order being issued. But we'll see how that goes. With regard to the call for people to be orderly in their protest, that's extremely important and extremely responsible. The last thing we need is for supporters of Nnamdi Kanu to lose their lives in the attempt of trying to support him. But it does seem, well, with regards to the additional charges, I'm sure a lot of people are really quite put out by that. It probably looks like some kind of diversionary tactic or delay tactic from the federal government. But actually, no, it does happen in a criminal charge. Charges can be added at any point in time. And it's just really disingenuous. I'm sorry, let's just cut through the
chase.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Okay, very quickly. Emma Powerful has offered, the spokesperson of Ipob, has offered some kind of clarification to say that the sit-at-home order is just for
today, yes.
For today, January 18.
Correct.
There was a sit-at-home order for Monday, a pending one, a standing one, with the people observed. So even if the people follow the clarification by Emma Powerful, it will mean that in the Southeast, people will have to sit at home for 2 days. Now, in terms of cost to the people, taxi owners, people running basic businesses, even if they obey Ipob more out of fear, maybe someday someone will calculate the cost for the economy in the southeastern part of the country. And that in itself is a major challenge. Second, yes, as Tono pointed out, the prosecutor can amend the charges at any point within the trial. What it means is that when the case is again when the accused person is again re-arraigned, then of course, it's more or less a new process.
Yeah, right.
Because you will have to enter a fresh application for bail. Now, many people may be disturbed by this if they are supporters of Nnamdi Kanu. That in October, you amended the charges. Now again, you have a you are going to amend it and come up with another 15 counts. When will it end? What those of us who observe the process can talk about is that, look, every accused person under Section 36 of the 1999 Constitution is entitled to fair hearing, to fair trial. And if you do not do, you cannot do justice if you do not follow the processes outlined under Section 36 and perhaps some of the provisions under ACJA, the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, which was the last bill that President Jonathan signed into law, specifically on May 29, 2015. The other leg of this, conversation has to do with the appeal by Nnamdi Kanu's counsel, Ejiofor, I think that's his name.
Yes.
Ifeanyi Ejiofor, asking the UK and the US, both countries, to send observers to the trial. And both countries have responded. The Americans are saying that, look, in the context of COVID, they are restricting attendance at public gatherings for their officials. And the United Kingdom is also saying that it's not part of their practice for the UK government to send observers to trials involving persons who are also Britons. In this case, Nnamdi Kanu also having a British passport. But the residual point that all of us can insist upon is that the Nigerian government must be seen to be committed to fair trial, to justice, and that the accused person, his rights under the law are sacrosanct, and that the seeming politicization of this particular trial is something that the Nigerian government must in particular pay attention to, even while the judiciary has a responsibility to listen to all accusations or complaints.
Yes. Well, Rufai, if you would recall, President Buhari alluded to the fact that there may not be a political solution for Nnamdi Kanu. And as Tundu has said, it appears that the government may be stalling the case with this new charge.
Yeah, he said there may not be a political solution, but when he talked to the Igbo elders, he said he had heard, and what they asked was very hard. So he's still thinking about many things in his head. But the question we should ask ourselves, apart from all of this, his right has to be maintained, is the fact that, yes, we are talking about what is happening in the South, is marginalization, the fact that a lot of people have been left behind. Does a seat at home cut it? That puts more poverty out there in the Southeast, that denies people of their livelihood. Factories are short. Factories now have to work on Sundays because of seat at homes. I know they want their voices to be heard, but is that the best measure possible? Because the people that they claim they are fighting for, their lives have been hurt or destroyed.
Right.
Their economic powers have been destroyed because of this seat at home.
Right.
And it has gotten to the point because when they started it, and you see, that's why we should be careful. Once you start something, you don't know the far-reaching implication. The days even Ipob comes and say, okay, we're not saying, don't do sit at home. We've not called for sit at home. Other people are now using it to implement sit at homes and hurt people and rob people.
Yes.
So we should think about this. Is that the best way forward? Because God only knows, in the time of this sit at home, the revenue that has been lost in the Southeast. But the second point I would not like to make is, we all see the historical antecedents to this. And what even led to Nnamdi Kanu in the first place? Marginalization. But should that be the case if truly various parts are coming together to form this nation? And we should watch it because it's becoming one too many. In President Obasanjo's time, it was the case of Asari Dokubo that came out too just like this. Remember how that case lingered? Now it's Nnamdi Kanu. Sunday Igboho that battle is going on. Historical antecedents. We've had people too that have come out in the past because they feel marginalized, they feel cheated. We can't forget the likes of Isaac Adakaburu. We can also forget that in the 60s, a group of people too were quick to say Araba, who wanted to leave this union. So why is it that everybody, every part in this country at one point or another said they want to leave this union? And that's why it behoves on the politician to do the needful to make the state of the union stronger.
Well said,
not divide us.
Well said. We shall take another story. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, stirred up some controversy on Monday after he ordered officers of a correctional center to kill any intruder attacking the facility. The minister gave the order while inspecting the Agodi Custodial Center in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. He said the officers must make it impossible for anyone to penetrate the facility, stating that any attack on any correctional center is an attack on the Nigerian state. He then ordered the officers to protect the integrity of correctional facilities by using maximum force, suggesting to the officers not to shoot to injure or disable the intruders, but to shoot with the intention of killing them. I've never read anything more shocking, Tundu Abiola.
I think it's the fact that he openly expressed that. That's surprising. But yes, there's some apprehensions of criminals. It's not going to be pretty. You saw what happened with the man who held hostages in the synagogue in Texas. They killed him. He was summarily executed. So let's not all pretend that you're going to a policeman's going to walk up to you and say, you're Nick Sunshine, and you'll be escorted into a car. It's not going to happen. Sometimes they will kill you, and that's going to be that.
Right.
But it's just the fact that he said it so... I don't know, it's like there's something quite, it's shocking the way he expressed it.
I think it's the not to injure part.
Yes, but
not,
to kill, yes. If you're trying, I think the police officers should not be taking orders from a minister, and I doubt that they will. We saw how one refused to take orders from a governor. So I do expect that those words are going to go in one ear and out the other. They have their training, they have their, the mode in which they operate. So I think they use deadly force if they're threatened by deadly force, not if somebody's trying to make off with something, no. So I think he said what he said. I imagine playing to the gallery, as people do, but not because it has any real effect. But it's still quite shocking that he would say that. Yeah.
Dr. Pati.
No, Nigeria is facing a jailbreak epidemic. This jailbreak epidemic is something that the state needs to address for the safety of other persons. correctional centers are meant to remove criminal elements from the community and for others to be protected. So I do not see anything extraordinary in what the minister said. In any case, we got to know this from the press statement issued by his staff, by his media advisor. So whether the media advisor exaggerated or not.
No, it was quoted.
What he's saying is that, look, if you run away from the prison, then of course it's an act of aggression against the Nigerian state. And, you know, the security agencies have the responsibility to apprehend you. Criminals who escape from the prison, they pose a threat to the rest of us. And in the process of escaping, sometimes in some of the examples we have seen in Benin, in Kogi, they are assisted by outside elements. We've also seen that example in Imo State. So the prison officials or the security agencies may have to call for reinforcement, for help. And in the process, anybody can be killed in the process. So it may sound dramatic, but I think that the minister is in a sense correct. Now, but the minister, you know, in the statement that was issued, looked at other issues. That Agodi correctional facility that he visited, he pointed out, has a capacity of 400, but they have over 1,000 persons inside that prison. And according to him, about 2/3 of those persons who are in that prison are awaiting trial persons, which is a major problem in the Nigerian correctional facility system. The overcrowding of our prisons, the absence of facilities. These facilities, okay, there was a piece of paper that was changed, National Assembly saying it's no longer prison service, it's correctional service. But if you have been to a prison before, or you're holding a detention center in Nigeria, you will know that there's no anything correctional about those units. In fact, the jurisprudential system that we operate is meant to destroy the accused person. It's meant to rob you of your humanity. That's not the kind of thing they have in Scandinavia, where in some of those countries, they don't even have persons in the prison again. And when they go there, it's like they are in a 5-star hotel. In Nigeria, it's not a 5-star hotel. If Mommy Gio is talking about hell, the Nigerian correctional facilities represent
I don't understand your fascination with this.
No, I'm saying the condition of our prisons and the dehumanizing conditions that you find there. Another point that he raised, so that we can quickly summarize, is that, look, 15% of the inmates in many of these prisons, and as you know, is the Minister of Interior. He falls within his assignment definition, that they are federal inmates, that most of them are state inmates, and that these states just dump these people in the prisons, and then they are left there with, costs, additional costs for the federal government. He complained about the feeding cost. I don't know how prisoners eat, but apparently the minister said that is a problem, that these prisoners, most of them that are there, they eat a lot. Okay, what should they do? They should decongest the prisons. The persons who are in those correctional facilities who are not there should be allowed, who are not supposed to be there, should be set free. And then the justice administration system, because the correctional facility is just a stop in the justice administration system. What must we do about our justice administration system to make sure that people don't just stay in these correctional facilities eating a jollof rice, at great cost to the Nigerian government? And then the structure of those prisons. These are questions. So it's not enough for the minister to go about complaining. Many public officials complain. He's made Minister of Interior so that he can address those problems. I would like to know what is the Ministry of Interior doing about these issues beyond complaint and press releases.
Yeah, so this shooting at site, doesn't it constitute extrajudicial killings?
Of course it does.
Rufai, so I don't know why you say that the minister is absolutely correct to order.
No, I made it clear to you that in some of those jailbreaks, there is aggression. There is support from outside.
Yes, but...
And then in self-defense, in an attempt to protect a state facility, that would not amount to extrajudicial killing.
In self-defense, of course, but when you give an
if
order...
the prison facility is attacked.
No, when you give an order like that...
So my thought is I think we need to refine our ministers on what
they say.
Why are you saying that?
In public
of course people get killed, so it's not necessary to say it.
So shocking.
We need to talk to them.
Yeah.
And sometimes you wonder the level of orientation they get.
I mean,
when they become ministers. This is not a time you should say that in the country that everything's already heated up. No, this is not a time. There will be consequences if you try to jailbreak. And we have seen those consequences in various cases of jailbreaks that has happened in this country. And we have seen people, intruders getting killed. So it is not for you to reiterate that. It is just for you to affirm the position and say, okay, we will not tolerate jailbreaks. Everything should be done to protect the prisons and all of that. Then you move up the conversation. The Yorubas have a saying that it is not everything you say with your mouth. Secondly, the prisons are not fit for purpose.
No.
Most of our prisons are old and moribund. And you even wonder, how is the protection of the people in there? Then the welfare and the support system. I've had people that have gone to prison, and it's a very terrible place to be in this country. And that's why when the minister said people are eating too much, I wonder, what food are they giving them in the first place? It is terrible.
Great.
What food are they giving them? What correctional, training are they giving them? Because I have been part of different various prison ministries. And when you get in there, you see a lot of people that you have to bring hope because they feel hopeless. You see a lot of people that they are condemned. And that's not the essence of the prison. See, what's the historical antecedents? Prior to the 1700s, anytime you committed an offense, people used to be burnt up on stakes in England. And it was said that if you live up to the age of 30, in your lifetime at least, you will have seen over 1,000 public executions. Then psychologists and thinkers like Jeremy Bentham came up with the idea of a penitentiary, to be able to get people in there so that you can correct them because they are not all entirely bad, that you can change them and reform them anew. And when you see the first prison he built, or the model he drew for a prison, it was for correction. And that was the order of the day. In the 1920s, there were some prisons in some areas in America that had running water when the city didn't have running water. It was to correct people, but the system here has been bastardized. And we should also interrogate a system that once people go to prison, they come out as hardened criminals.
Because it's supposed to be a correctional facility, not the other way around.
Worse off.
Yeah.
So we should do that. And also, like you said, right, Dr. Batu, we should work on our, justice system, criminal administration system. I don't think it's every offense that must go to the prison. How about community service? I mean, there's so much.
But that's in the Act, unfortunately.
But it's hardly used.
Has it been enforced? Yeah.
It's not been enforced. So there's some other things we can use, and we keep making it better. But it's supposed to be for correction. It's not to condemn people. And and for everybody out there that might just have come out of prison, they don't know how to live their life. I just want to encourage you this morning that you can pick your life back up, because there are a lot of people that are coming out of prison, and there's a dilemma on how to face the future.
Yes.
There is
And
hope.
it was mostly hanging as a mode of execution.
Well, all right. We shall take our final story. Reactions have trailed comments made by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, who on Monday called for the need to amend the Constitution to increase the educational qualification for election into the office of the President of Nigeria. The Speaker, during his speech at the University of Lagos convocation ceremony, noted that raising the minimum academic requirement for the office of the President will help to reform the electoral system. Gbajabiamila also called on the academic qualification of other elective offices, including the legislature, to be raised from the current minimum requirement. Well, let's take some reactions. This is from Alegbe, who wrote, "With due respect, I disagree. In fact, educational qualification is one of those that the government should not regulate. If the delegates who select candidates in the parties are serious, they know that even among them, there are educated members, but they'd rather sell their conscience." Another user wrote, "This made massive sense. Not just educational qualifications, but also health, mental alertness, how vast in international politics and policies and other things that make a great leader." Then another person wrote, "No way to raising the bar. That will be against the spirit and letters of the supreme law of the land. I still maintain that being able to read and write, or minimum of the first school leaving certificate, should be maintained. The current president, is he doing badly?"
So I've got different thoughts about this. I wouldn't support this, and I'll tell you why.
Yes.
Because education itself is for you to, I can do a whole summary on education, but it's for you to bring out the best in you. And there'll be some people that'll never go through the formal grounds of education, but they got educated.
Right.
It's not about the university degree.
Right. That's all I have for you on What's Trending today. I'll see you tomorrow.